Hi guys, welcome back to Train Talk. This is episode 2, and today we're going to discuss about Thomas and Edward's relationships. So first off, if you don't know who Thomas or Edward is, so Edward is the number 2 blue engine. He's referred to as Edward the Blue Engine, and Thomas is the number 1 engine. You probably know more about Thomas than Edward. Also, Edward is my favorite character, so this is a fun video. So let's dive in. So, Edward and Thomas, they're pretty good friends. In the books and some other in the TV series, the old TV series with models, it's discussed kind of that Thomas was there way before the railway was even built. So they were working together. Unlike you can see in the CGI series that The Adventure Begins, it completely contradicts that. But I mean, I think it's its own canon because so many things from the model series is never referenced back to the CGI series. I mean, a few things are, but not everything. So I think it makes pretty much good sense that it's its own canon. And also that in the CGI series, it's discussed shown how Edward gets along with Thomas in The Adventure Begins. So I think it's pretty good to say that Edward liked Thomas when he first saw him. Well, not first saw him, but as he got to know him. So that's pretty good. And then that the episode that terrible model series episode, it's not terrible, but it's still bad. It was, I don't know, I forgot the name, but it had Edward, and Gordon said he should retire so that he doesn't think Edward is really reliable, and so he convinces the other engines that Edward is too old. But I think it's wrong because in season 2, Edward's exploit, everyone they respect him afterwards. So this is weird. And don't say, oh, it's a separate canon. This is still in the model series, okay? Season 6, I think. But anyways, they redid that episode in CGI, and can I tell you, it was a masterpiece. So, in the episode, it's way better. I still don't like that Gordon is still teasing Edward, but I guess it's still good. I'm just gonna sum it up to it's the CGI canon, where he still doesn't fully respect him. Or, they could technically just make this into a prequel episode, but then Thomas being there, that wouldn't make sense. But anyways, so Edward feels bad for, Thomas feels bad for Edward since Edward tells him about it. So it's kind of like, you mess with my best friend, you deal with me kind of scenario. The Unlucky Tug did a good video. A video on that. It was pretty good. It was in the CGI Gems episodes, I think, or something. I don't know. But it was pretty wholesome of Thomas to help Edward out, because usually Thomas is very cheeky on the other big engines, and Edward technically is one of those big engines, except he's technically not treated. So, he's basically James, just blue and slightly different, but he's basically the same design. Yet the other engines, they don't respect him as much. So I appreciate Thomas for sticking up for Edward. And another episode in season 1, in fact, is Thomas and the Trucks, or whatever the UK calls it. I forgot the UK, or I don't know. But Edward lets Thomas pull his trucks, even though I'm pretty sure he wasn't allowed to, because I bet the Fat Controller would have been super mad. Especially if you watch The Adventure Begins, he was completely mad at Edward too. Seriously. So I think Thomas thinks Edward is like a best friend to him. And that's it for Train Talks to episode 2. See you guys, and don't forget to subscribe. Bye!